Sydney Scraps podcast, where I share my Christian wellness and truth of my journey. And first of all, I just want to just say thank you for whoever decides to listen in and tune in on my journey, because this is something that's very important to me. Sometimes I get to feeling discouraged because of the fact that people that are close to me makes me feel so small sometimes. But God always display that I'm way more bigger than I can ever imagine to my spirit, So long story short, we all know spring is coming. I believe spring is March 19th, I believe. And with that being said, this is going to be the season of new change, becoming. It's so funny how God represent his word even through the seasons and the dramatic change that happens. And it's just so powerful how he does things. Revelation 21 verse 5 says, "Behold, I make all things new." Then he said, "Write this down, for these words are faithful and true." Just so poetic, ain't he? So let me share with you about certain obstacles that I overcame during the last season. Because that season's done with. I trained up and we on to the next level. I officially declare that old things that's of me has passed away. It has happened, but old things has passed away. And that doesn't always necessarily mean that certain things can't, approach back in life. But the key in life is to really declare that, those old things has passed away. I really honestly believe that I had a calling on me since I was placed in my mother's womb. The fact, the way how I'm talking really amazes me when I look back at my podcast, because the stuff that goes on in my mind, my spirit, and my heart is amazing. But I want to let my listener know that God allows things to happen to see where you turn to. When things get rowdy, when they get rough, when things seem like it's going to be all bad, where you turn to? Is it the drugs? Is it the porn? I'm going to keep it a buck. Keep it real. Is it your spouse? And I can get in deep detail about that later in my season. Is it family, friends, or is it him? And I told myself during this season, I'm going to always choose God. Sometimes the people you go to may not have the answer through the Holy Spirit, but by the flesh and their own perception and outcomes that they endure in their past. And we are not trying to carry on other people's baggage during this walk with the Lord. In order to know the real deal of the Holy Spirit of God, a certain level of pain must be presented in order to display the power of God. And it's not always going to be easy. I always come to myself and be like, God, why me? Why I feel like nobody understanding me? And God was like, baby, I understand you. And then when I came in conclusion about that, it really opened my eyes up to really desire God's love every single day. I know where I came from. Nobody don't know those times when you were just in the dark, crying your heart out, crying to God and saying, God, please help me. People only know the version of you when you smiling or when you silent. Sometimes they don't even pay attention to you half the time. People are so caught up in their own world. But me, when I was young, I always paid attention to everybody. And I always noticed the hurt amongst my whole family and friends. But now I understand that God is teaching me to direct these people. Not force these people. Direct them to know that God truly cares about them, regardless of what they have done, what they have seen, or what they have to take to Him. It doesn't matter. But during this season of change and overcoming and doing what needs to be done for the Lord to represent Jesus and His love, God sometimes has to strip you down to the ground in order for you to become new. Excuse me. And I'm now learning that. So I honestly really could say, like, I really have peace within myself. But when I tell you, when the things that I see with the people around me, it's something else. And I'm not about to come on here and be like, oh, like, sometimes you will have people come here like, who she thinks she is? That means I'm doing something right. Because they did the same thing to Jesus, man. The same. Read Book of John. But overall, though, I'm so excited this season. And I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to be obedient. Even though at times I don't feel like recording. But all I know is that when I look back at the things that I do record, it really pushes me to move forward and thrive and shine to the vision that God has placed in me to do. So thank you for listening. And yeah, let's get into it. This is the next chapter, baby. And my baby should be here by the time I post this video. Prayfully, because she taking her sweet time. But I know my baby got the anointings on her. Because, baby, every time I speak about Jesus, she be doing flips and tricks to my stomach. It's such an amazing thing to feel. But yeah, thank you for listening.